Today we're going to be going through setting up a base note or free text note in your EMR. We are using Cerner here, but the principles apply to all EMRs. I will say I have no financial disclosures to any EMR service or dictation service. Finally, this is a test patient and not a real patient. So let's get into this. First thing we are going to do is go to ernotes.net. We are going to go to our base notes. General base note, which should cover basically anything that you would need. We're going to go down to copy to clipboard. Then there's a couple of different ways to do this. We can go through the power note method first, which is simply adding a new power note, going into Freetext and choosing emergency room report. And these different choices will change depending on your build of Cerner, but most of them do have a free text note. So now we can go in here. Sometimes, depending on your build, you may have to click this up here because there's no text box currently. This just makes a field visible. So we can come in here, we can paste our note that we just did, and this has your square brackets already placed, which we talked about in the other video setting up your dictation software. So for example, let's say we want to add our vitals. There's a couple of different ways to do this. What I've found is the easiest way is to come into your auto texts, add a new phrase. It doesn't matter what it is, you're just using this as a search field essentially, and these are tokens up here. And so what a token is basically it is your automated way to have the system pull in a bunch of data. So if we add this and we search for vitals, so we don't want inpatient vitals, we want triage vitals. So we click it, and we know that's the title is triage vitals. So we can just cancel all that, and you don't want to do tokens when you're saving the note because it will not come up in the next note that you open. So we're going to click where we want it to be. We're going to do insert template and then search for that triage vitals. It's a little clunky in how to do it, and yours may be a little bit different depending on how your system is built. Triage vitals. Okay, and it puts it in. There are no vital signs for this patient because it's a fake patient. But we can then go down to, let's go to our labs and radiology reads. I like to have these in the bottom of the note so it doesn't make it as clunky. Obviously, I've reviewed them on my own, but this is just good practice to have your notes with the labs and radiology reads at the time of your disposition. That way, if anything changes, it doesn't come back on you. So again, we can go to the managing auto texts. Let's add a new one, and let's search in these tokens for labs. ED Labs ST is the name of it. So, and again, this will be different on your build of Cerner. This is just why you have to search for them. So then we can come out of here, go back to our templates, and search for ED Labs. ED Labs. Okay, and we can put that in. And again, there's no labs for this patient because it's a false patient. You can also do the same thing for radiology reports. So once you have this set like you want it, and your base note, your free text note is how you want with what you want to pull in, you may want to put in your past medical history, and you can search the same way for medical history. Once you get it like you want, come up here, click documentation, save as a pre-completed note, and you can save the note as whatever you want. It may be general medical note. Then you will have that in your pre-completed notes, and I'll show you that. I don't need to do it because I've already got one, so we're just going to exit out of that, discard, and then when I come in to add, I have a pre-completed free text note, and it's going to load up. Click the little button over here, And then I've got it where it has the past medical history, home meds, etc. already in there. And like I said, it'll pull in all of this stuff. Now, when you put one of these into a note, even if there is data for that patient that comes in and you're initially saving it as your pre-completed note, it will not save what medications or what vital signs that patient has. It just saves the template, so it will be new on every patient. Another thing to note is that these are refreshable, meaning as you go through a patient, let's say initially this note has no lab results because they haven't come back yet. At the end of the note, click the refresh button and it will refresh all of your templates that you've put in there. Another way to do this, if you don't have Power Notes, is in Clinical Notes, or maybe it's DyneDoc, I don't know. You can come up here and click this, and then you have a Freetext note, and you just have to choose Emergency Room Report, and that way, that's where we could put in our base note or have it all saved as before. And you can do the same thing with templates and auto text in this. So I'm just going to close out of that. And that is how I set up a Freetext note. Thank you for watching.